Have you ever done something that was beneficial for you and you felt guilt, you felt shame, you felt sad? People don't tell you how uncomfortable it is to really know your worth, and they don't tell you how lonely and sad it can be sometimes to really exert that you have boundaries. And not that other people even have to acknowledge your boundaries, it's you putting them in place inside of yourself, like reminding yourself, no, I'm worth this and I can't accept anything below the bar. What's up guys, it's De'Ara. I'm back with another video, and today we're going to be doing a chit chat get ready with me. And so if you're excited, please keep on watching. Definitely leave a thumbs up down below and subscribe if you haven't already. Let's hop on into today's video. What's up guys, it's De'Ara. I'm back with another video, and today we're going to be doing a chit chat get ready with me, and I am just going to speak from the heart. So I hope you guys are open to that. You guys already know, if you haven't subscribed, please take the time to do so. If you're Subby Gang, we Subby Gang for life. Today I want to talk about a lot of things. But the first topic that I want to talk about is boundaries. And this is, I literally just cannot express how important it is to identify, name, define, and communicate your boundaries to other people, because you will walk around the earth thinking that everybody's against you and that everyone has an agenda, but meanwhile no one knows your boundaries. A lot of things that we think are common sense aren't common sense for others, and so as difficult as it is, you have to learn to stand up with inside of yourself, even if you're afraid of conflict, and just communicate. Communicating is only as challenging as you allow it to be. I feel like people who want to communicate do the work to get to a place where they can, even if it's hard. And when people don't make effort, that speaks volumes, right? If people don't work to understand your language or even help you to express your boundaries when they know it's difficult for you, then chances are that they don't really care about your boundaries and they're benefiting from you not having any. But yeah, the reason why I wanted to talk about boundaries is because I've been reading this book, and it's making me do a lot of inventory on if I'm capable of respecting other people's boundaries and identifying how many times my boundaries have been crossed and I suffered in silence. You might not believe this about me, but I definitely just go quiet when I'm uncomfortable and I just don't know what to do anymore. So a lot of times I may look like I'm just accepting it, but I'm suffering in silence, and that's so unhealthy. But what I also realized today was that I do want to learn how to communicate my boundaries, because a lot of times we think avoiding them is gonna help ease the problem, or we think that we mistake avoidance for actually finding peace. And it's like, no, when you avoid communicating, you start a war within yourself. And that's how you build resentment, and you prolong your healing. You prolong the actual peace that you're desiring. And so I don't know if that is making sense or resonating with anyone, but please, if you have not identified what your boundaries are, please do the work and have the quiet time necessary to figure that out, because it will probably help you avoid a lot of inner turmoil. I also think it's important to identify, or not identify, but acknowledge your worth, your self-worth, and your value, because when you respect yourself, the world will respect you, right? When you honor yourself, the world will honor you. And I mean that in the everyday little things that matter to you. It's not about you being conceited or vain or cocky. It's about knowing your inherent worth for just being a human being, for just existing, knowing that if you have a pulse, you still have purpose, you have meaning, you have value, and that people should honor that and respect that, that you don't have to you don't have to prove that to anybody. That is innate. It came with the package, you know? Like, it's a full package deal. Your worth is already built into you. And so I've been doing a lot of self-reflection the past few months and just really loving on myself deeply and truly, and confronting bad habits, confronting where I'm responsible for my own pain, my own discomfort, but also learning that I people please way too much. Have you ever done something that was beneficial for you and you felt guilt, you felt shame, you felt sad? People don't tell you how uncomfortable it is to really know your worth, and they don't tell you how lonely and sad it can be sometimes to really exert that you have boundaries. And not that other people even have to acknowledge your boundaries, it's you putting them in place inside of yourself, like reminding yourself, no, I'm worth this and I can't accept anything below the bar. It's very challenging because a lot of times we've had patterns that we've let go on for years, and trying to undo that in just a few months is near impossible, if I'm being honest. It's very, very difficult. And so I don't know, can you guys relate? Can you guys freaking relate? Anyway, I've been thinking about doing a social media just complete detox. Y'all, I got to a place where I was like, I want to delete all my YouTube videos. And what that brought me to realize is that I am such a hermit. When my life isn't what I want it to be, sometimes I just want to pretend I don't even exist. And that's gonna make me cry. I want to pretend that I don't exist. And sometimes that's the only way that I can cope because I'm hurting so bad, or, you know. And it's just not healthy. People who isolate may think that that is a proper response, but like, you heal in community. And not saying you don't get those moments to take time for yourself, but if you go months, years, and, you know, long periods of time in isolation, like, prisons use isolation as punishment, you know, like, people will say this is just how I am. No, that's a learned response to stress, to discomfort. You're avoiding things in life instead of just developing your skill set and your ability to cope and deal with things in real life. And so that's why I work really hard not to let myself get to that place, but sometimes it's overwhelming. But what I do is I have to learn to honor that's where I am, and I don't try to force myself into a place of being better. I just let myself feel it. I acknowledge that I feel that way so I don't have to pretend, because I'm not going to pretend with myself. I'm not going to pretend with myself and say, dear, you're fine, you're fine. No, I'm not fine. But I'm going to try my best to get the help that I need. And so that's where I've been. This last few months has just been eye-opening, but very challenging. And just when I thought I was on the upper side of things, of course, I got triggered. And I don't know what to do right now. I'm coaching myself through it and getting quiet and asking myself, what is the best method? How do I not avoid something, but how do I also acknowledge what I'm worthy of and what's not worth my time? Oh, growing up is so challenging. It's so challenging. I really wish I didn't spend all that time doing my brows, because look at us, 10 years later. Anyway, moving on. Where's my foundation? Today is my mom's birthday, and we're getting ready to go to brunch. And all my siblings are going, which is really nice. I can't remember. Actually, we just did lunch together the other week, or the other month. But this is nice to be celebrating my mom. My mom is truly the definition of resilience, and she is a living testimony of how when it's your time, it's your time. My mom is in her late 40s. My mom was a teenage mom, but she is so resilient, and she just reminds me of where I get my bravery from and my audacity. With so many things stacked against my mom has exceeded even her own expectations, you know? I wish I could give you guys my mom's life story, but you know, that's her story to share one day. But ooh, it could break me down just thinking about how much my mom's been through in this lifetime. And when I think that I've had a lot of pain, I try to put myself in someone else's shoes. Not that I invalidate my own experience, but Jesus, you ever just thank God that He's kept you from so much? Like, yeah, you've been through a lot, but think about how much you've been kept from. Think about how much you haven't had to go through or experience. Yo, I just feel like crying. I'm such a crybaby. Why? Life is difficult, but Jesus. Come in. So yeah, I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I've had minimal tragedies and hardships. But that does not negate the heaviness. When you're a highly sensitive person, you feel everything. And I didn't honor how sensitive I was until last year. And I learned that I don't have to pretend I'm not experiencing something when I am. I've learned not to deny my intuition. Like when it's speaking to me, listen the first time. And I'll probably be better off in life if I just stop betraying myself and denying my own intuition about things, experiences. It's very difficult. And it's sometimes difficult in life to have faith that things will get better when everything you see around you is contrary. But that is truly the definition of faith, you know. It's the evidence of things unseen. And it's producing a mental strength in me that I've never had. Choosing yourself, choosing your sanity, choosing your peace of mind won't always be easy. But when you look at it from a perspective of like, wow, when I honor myself, the world will honor me, instead of once the world honors me, then I'll be able to celebrate my worth. No, you're already honorable. You're already worthy. And the outer world is just a reflection of what's happening internally. So if you constantly feel like people don't respect you, do you respect yourself? When you feel unlovable, do you love yourself? When you feel unworthy, do you believe in your worth, your value? You know, like sometimes we're afraid to go inward because of what we think we may find. And you're gonna have to put on your big boy and big girl panties and figure it out. I'm so past karmic lessons at this point. I genuinely just want to be happy and have what's meant to be in my life be, and anything else, set them free. Like, go enjoy your life. Everybody deserves happiness. Everyone. I don't care how much you hurt somebody. Hopefully you learn from it, because if you're happy, chances are you aren't hurting others, you know? So I'd rather you go be happy and heal and love the life that you've been given, instead of feeling guilt and shame over the poor choices that you made. Because sometimes we cause our own pain and we'll live in shame and guilt and frustration for the rest of our lives. And it's like, for what? Go be great. Go live. Go forgive yourself. Like, you're worth it. I don't care what you've done. Forgive yourself, because what's the point of even living this life if you're not going to move forward? You're only going to be stuck in the past. If you guys have not heard of Brene Brown, You guys should check her out because she's phenomenal. She does a lot of work on shame and vulnerability, and her work has challenged me to go deeper and be more vulnerable with myself, more honest, more open, more inquisitive and curious about my own being. And I think it would help a lot of people if you guys were able to hear from her too, because she's an expert. I think a lot of times, or I think in today's world, we forget that they're experts in things, not people just on the internet giving advice. And I can be guilty of that too, honestly. Any advice that I give, take it with a grain of salt. I'm only sharing from my worldview. You know, I'm only sharing from my worldview, my experiences. I'm giving the best advice I know how to give. But take it with a grain of salt. Take what you need and leave the rest. Don't ever think that you shouldn't be getting professional help if you have deep-rooted issues. Go and invest in yourself because you're worthy. Alright, so we're almost done. I don't even know what time it is, but I'm sure I'm running behind, per usual. I haven't done Chit Chat Get Ready With Me. I haven't done Chit Chat Get Ready With Me in so long. Y'all, have you ever just told yourself, girl, get up? Like, get up. Stop sulking. Stop being depressed. Stop being sad. Stop being bitter. Stop being broken. Stop being jealous. Stop being mad. Stop being disappointed. Like, life is happening to everyone. I am not exempt. But I cannot let how my life turns out be based on one experience or one season. I have to get past this, because if not, I will sabotage everything that I have going for myself. Girl, get up, get up, get up. Like, I'm speaking to the woman inside of me that I know I'm capable of being. I'm speaking also to my inner child, reminding her to speak up for herself. Speak up for yourself. It's so hard for me sometimes. And I think that's because a lot of times growing up and speaking up for my needs and my boundaries, they've been met with ostracism. I've been ostracized. I've been kept out of the loop. I've been shunned or rejected or verbally abused for communicating that I have a need, or that something's bothering me, that something's hurting me, or it's been blatantly disregarded. And it is so difficult to heal your inner child sometimes. You just want to pick her up and be like, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. But we all have an inner child, y'all. We all have that inner child that we have to speak to and just hold and nurture, because it could just be one thing, like you never see it coming, and it triggers something so deep within you, and you're just like, I thought we were past this. I thought we dealt with this issue years ago. And then it just, boom, resurfaces, and there you are, trying to figure it all out. That's what I'm telling you. It doesn't matter how successful you are. Healing is a journey. Healing is such a journey. It doesn't happen overnight. So y'all, just forgive me. When I go MIA on YouTube or Instagram or anything, I'm not trying to abandon you guys. That's the last thing I want to do. It's just, I'm working on myself. Always. Like, it's a never-ending process, but some days are just easier than others, and I'm able to manage. This season is very tough for me. A little blush. Can y'all see how red my nose is? I think I want to do some lashes. The last thing I want to do is leave y'all hanging. but I just honestly, I try to prioritize and be a living example that life is happening for everybody and that you should honor your own needs. If you don't honor your own needs, how do you expect others to honor them? And that goes back to those unspoken boundaries. I have a boundary where I need to learn to listen to my freaking intuition. Alright, I'm going to be using these Ardell Wispies. They're the faux mink. I got these out. Did I get these at Ulta? No, I think I got them at Target. But hopefully they look pretty. I'll come back. Alright, y'all. Here's the outfit. Nothing crazy. And my hair honestly needs to be washed so bad, but I finished my makeup and I wanted to make sure I hopped back on to close out this video and just remind you guys, you will make it through. This too shall pass. If you're in a season where things are hard and you're trying to find yourself again, and you might be without the person you thought you couldn't live without the job you thought you needed. Hold on to my sister. If you're in a dry season, if you're in a tough season, if you're in a discouraged season, this too will pass. And I want to speak to the people who need to be reminded that even if you're at a place without the person you thought you couldn't live without, even if you're without the job you've always dreamt of, even if you're without all the finances needed to achieve your goals, this moment is temporary. It will pass. And I know that it's hard. And I know that it isn't always easy to pull yourself out of a rut and a mental stagnation, but you can do it. And I'm living testimony, and I'm working through it with you. So you guys just know that you are loved. You are so deeply loved. And I'm rooting for you, and we're in it together. But you guys, I gotta get going. I would love to sit here and chat all day. I think I should start going live sometime. So if you guys are interested in that, definitely let me know in the comments. And forgive me for the many times I almost drew myself to tears. I just feel things so deeply, and sometimes it's hard to hold back. But yeah, I gotta get going. I love you. Thank you for watching. I will see you in my next video.